So let's talk about respect. RESPECT. Respect is very powerful. It's the backbone to every relationship. Without respect in a relationship, there's no relationship to exist. And not just speaking on like a loving relationship, a relationship with anyone, a friend, a manager, a family member, anyone you have a relationship with. The only way for that relationship to be a healthy relationship is for each one of you to have respect for each other. Everybody wants respect. Like you don't have to be my friend, you don't have to like me, but you're gonna respect me. I know y'all always heard that saying, but what happens when you don't have respect for yourself? It's like you're looking outside of you for people to respect you, but inside you don't have respect for yourself. You're disrespecting yourself daily, but then you're wanting other people outside to respect you. Without that self-respect, is no way you can require respect from anyone else. So today I'm going to teach you how to actually build self-respect. But before I get into that, I'm going to first introduce myself. If it's the first time you're being here, my name is Jelan Abrams, and this is the Unknown and Talented Podcast. So the first way to build self-respect is to keep your word. And when I talk about keeping your word, I'm talking about when you tell yourself you're going to do something, you actually have to do it. When you were younger and you were a child and your mom or dad said, yo, take out the trash, you respected them. You're like, okay, my fault, my fault. Okay, I'll make sure I take the trash out or clean the bathroom or wash the dishes. You respected this person, right? And you did it. When you go ahead and tell yourself to do something and you don't do it, that means you don't respect yourself. And that's not a way to live your life, because if you want to go out there and have other people respecting you, you have to first respect yourself. Because the more times you tell yourself to do something and you actually do it, you're actually achieving goals. Because the reason why you told yourself to do a certain task is because that task led to accomplish another goal. And the more times you don't do it, now you're someone that can't be counted on. So if someone asks you, hey, you mind picking me up from here at this time? And you're late every time, they lose respect for you because they're like, yo, you don't respect me enough to be able to get here on time. Because you start off doing it in your own life. So you have to start keeping your word in your own life. So now when people are on the outside and they want something from you, you're able to keep your word because you have that habit of doing what you said you was going to do. You said you was going to clean your car. You cleaned your car. You said you was going to clean your room. You cleaned your room. You said you was going to go to bed early. You went to bed early. And now you're in that habit of doing things that you said you was going to do. And now when you actually give a promise to somebody else, you do it as well because that's a habit. And not keeping your word, that builds self-doubt. Because now when you have a goal, you're like, man, I can't accomplish nothing. It's not that you can't accomplish nothing. It's because you weren't doing what you said you were going to do. You want to be able to get this big promotion, but every day for work, you're late. And now you're mad because you're not able to do anything, but is the reason why you're not is because you didn't do the task you said you was going to do. You said you was going to be to work on time every day. You said you was going to stay after, do extra stuff. You said you were going to do all these different things to get your goal, but you didn't do anything. And now you're sad that you didn't get it because you don't have enough respect for yourself to know that this is something that you deserve. You deserve that promotion, but you have to do the things you said you was going to do because you respect yourself. And when you don't have that self-respect for yourself, now you get disrespected by others because other people look at you as someone that's not can't be counted on, or someone that has low confidence because right now you're not achieving anything. So now your confidence is low. It's hard to respect somebody that has low confidence. Those are the people that's easily get bullied. Right? When somebody's confident, they good, they smiling, they good. It's hard to be picking on that person because they're fine, they're in a great mood. But someone that's down and sad all the time, that's easy to pick on because they know they're not gonna stand up for themselves because they don't have enough respect for themselves not to be disrespected. You want to actually attack people that are weak, and not having respect for who you are, that makes you a weak individual. And the more you allow someone to disrespect you, then in turn, now you're just basically disrespecting yourself. You're having yourself around this person that's constantly disrespecting you. That's not good for your mental health. I remember when I was in the dating world. Right now, I'm happily married, so I'm fine. But in the dating world, when I first started dating, I was taking anything from any woman that would give me attention. I was taking her texting late, her showing up to the dates late, her canceling on the day that we're supposed to have the date, not answering my phone calls, like doing all these things and just keeping them around, they were disrespecting me. The way I realized the woman was into me is that she got to the date early. Like she was there before I was there because she's excited for it. When someone don't really care for you, they're gonna show up whenever they want. I've never had a no show where I went there and they didn't show up. That's just crazy. But that just shows like the disrespect because you allow this person to constantly disrespect you, slow text you, not respond, take a few days to text you back, and you still had them in your life. Now they want to treat you any which way. And that's disrespecting yourself. Right now, like I said, I'm happily married. I made sure that when I picked somebody, that it was somebody that showed me respect, that was texting me, that was calling, making sure that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the dates early, doing all these little things. That's the person that I know had respect for me. That's the person I want to be around. I don't care how good they look, how big of a butt they had, big titties, big all. I don't care about none of that. If they had no respect for me, that's not somebody I want to be around. So that's the same thing you have to do. You have to identify these people that are disrespecting you. And it could be little things. It don't have to be big. Don't have to be calling you out of your name or anything like that. But you want to make sure that they're respecting your time. So I remember doing this podcast and I had a lot of guests on and guests were coming in all late. And I'm like, yo, if you're late, we can't do the show. I set the time weeks in advance. You actually pick the date and now you're late to the show. That's disrespectful. Because if this was a big time production, you would make sure you're there on time and you're not late, right? This was the Oprah Winfrey Show. If this was any big podcast, I don't know any of the names of these big podcasts anymore, but it was any other show, you'll make sure you're early, rushing to get there on time. This was a virtual podcast setup. So people were in their house chilling regardless, and you still late for that? That's disrespectful. And the more I allowed guests to do that, the more I'm just disrespecting myself, saying, oh, you don't have a big show. Your show was small anyway. You know, people are busy, things are going on. If they respect it enough, they're going to get there on time. So if you have certain things that you want, let's say if you are in that dating space and this person is always late, or if you're hanging out with somebody and they always late, they don't respect your time. And that's someone you can't have in your life because you're just disrespecting yourself by having that person around. So I do understand that that might be hard for you of getting rid of these people because you're like, man, like I like being around them. They're cool. They're this, they're that. But like I said, that's definitely looking at yourself with low value because you're feeling like this is the only person that's showing me any kind of attention or the only person willing to hang out with me. I want to make sure I hang out with this person as long as possible, no matter how they act. And that's kind of a low way to think about it. You want to think about like I'm a very cool person. Anybody wouldn't mind, hanging out with somebody like me. So that's the way you got to move because you're letting this person do whatever they want. There's somebody else out there that's going to be showing you respect, but without having that respect for yourself, it's going to be hard to find it. Every time you look around, you're going to find people that are wasting your time, that are talking to you any which kind of way because you're already showing yourself as, low value individual. So a way to get over that I think is very beneficial is to start working on your appearance. I know you can say, "Oh man, that's so shallow. Why are you really worried about how you look?" But how you look really matters. This is the world we live in. We live in a world where people are FaceTiming now, so they're going to see how you look. People are on the content creators where they're showing their face. We're doing so many things. People look at you now. This is not the COVID era where we're in masks. We're showing our face. We're talking to people face to face. And you want to make sure your appearance is good. And I don't mean like nothing crazy. I mean just do the bare minimum. Make sure you have a haircut. Make sure your hair's done. Make sure you have lotion on. Things like that. Things that will make you feel good. When you buy a new shirt, you feel good. It's a brand new shirt. That shirt is ironed. Like little things that make you feel good about yourself because now you move differently. If you just coming out the house whatever way, how are you supposed to have confidence? How are you supposed to feel like you're a valuable person for people to actually respect? You're not. So you want to make sure every time you step out the house, every time you put clothes on, you feel good. Think about these two people. You see one person, they're wearing a suit, suited and booted, nice shoes, watch, sunglasses on. Okay. And then the second person, basketball shorts and a white tee. Who do you think is getting more respect out here? Who do you think if you're a woman, they stop you to talk to you, who you gonna talk to? You probably gonna talk to the person with the suit. Or as a guy, who's the person you can be like, man, that suit is nice. You're not, oh, those are cool basketball shorts. You're not looking at that. You're gonna be looking at the suit like, oh, I'm curious what they got going on, what business things they're doing. You're thinking about that person in that suit instead of thinking about the person in the basketball shorts. So that's the same way you want to think. Is that when you come outside, I'm not telling you to wear a suit and dress down all the time, but come outside with something on or something that makes you feel good about yourself because now you move in a way that you force people to have respect for you. One thing that I did to make sure I moved more confidently is I worked out. I'm going to push working out probably every single episode of this podcast. So if you're not with it, I will say just stop listening to me, unsubscribe, do all that stuff because that's all I'm going to talk about is working out because it's so beneficial. I changed everything about myself. Like I look different, I feel different. I have less stress. I'm not stressed out about anything, so I don't have feeling myself down. Like everything is good. My face is clear because of it. It's so many things that change because of just working out and being active changes my appearance. Because if you think about it, you would rather see someone that's super built. You would rather see a woman with a big butt. You would rather see, these Baywatch kind of bodies. That's the kind of stuff that people enjoy to look at, right? So why would you not want yourself to look like that? Why would you not want yourself to be the person that's like, oh man, who is that? Walking on the beach or walking in the office or walking in a grocery store. That's how you want to feel. I know we're more talking about respect, but having respect for yourself is making sure that you feel good, making sure that you feel valuable, making sure that you feel important. That's how you have respect for yourself. Because without feeling like that, there's no way other people are going to feel that way about you. When you wake up in the morning, what are you saying to yourself? And that gets to my last point, self talk. Self talk is going to help you build that self respect of how you're actually speaking to yourself. Because basically, however you're speaking to yourself, that's how the world sees you. The world's like a mirror. Whatever you're seeing in the mirror, that's what they see. So if you're seeing someone that's unattractive, when you go out in the world, they're seeing you unattractive. So whatever your inner thoughts are, that's going to affect your experience with the outer world because that's how you're going to move. You're going to move like an unattractive person. An unattractive person is going to be looking down, trying to stay to themselves, being super quiet. Lacking confidence is something that's not attractive. Like people like confidence, the confidence person. So that's why you have to talk to yourself, positively. I don't feel the greatest all the time, but I fake it. I fake like I'm in a good mood. How you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I hate the people that say, man, I'm just getting by another day. You know how it goes. Life be life, and what you say is what your life is gonna be. So if you're speaking that, I'm just getting by, like that's what your day's gonna look like. Your blessings are gonna be just getting by blessings. Like if I'm doing great, I'm doing spectacular, your blessings are gonna be spectacular because you're looking for things that are great, things that are spectacular, because that's the mood you're in. Just getting by is like you might as well go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like you just getting by, you might as well just pack it up. So you gotta fake it sometimes. Sometimes you can speak yourself into blessings. And if that doesn't work for you, if you're not good at faking it, the next thing you can do is get a gratitude journal. Basically, what a gratitude journal is a journal that you're just writing down what you're thankful for. Basically every day. I usually say do it in the morning because the morning is how you start your day. So any nonsense you're gonna face, you're already thinking a positive mindset. But you basically write down anything you're thankful for. So for me, for example, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my wife. Thank you for my car running. Thank you for my house. Thank you for my camera working, my light. Thank you for so many things. And now you just are always thinking that positive thing. Once you're doing that, people are going to look at you different. Having that great mindset is going to make you have value of yourself, having that self-respect. So now when you go out in the world, you're going to try to find people that's going to show you that same value and same love you have for yourself. You're not going to be able to accept people that are treating you any differently, because you know you feel way up here and that's where you really are. You will never take anybody to treating you any other kind of way because you know you feel good about where you're at. And the next thing you can do, you can just say affirmations, say positive affirmations. I know some people just put it in their mirror when they first wake up, they just read them through. Think of things like, I am blessed, I am powerful, I am enough, I am healthy, I am happy, I am, can't think of anything else, but you can look up whichever ones actually fit your situation and say them. Say them. Those are things to remind yourself how many good things are happening in your life and you actually move in that direction. So it's all about that value, all about that looking at yourself as importance. That's how you actually build up that self-respect of making yourself feel good. And now the things that you say you're going to do it because you value who you are. And now when you go out in that world, you're going to make sure people value who you are as well, and you won't be disrespected by anybody. So I hope this episode really helped you look at things differently and making sure that you have that respect for yourself. You're walking out the house feeling confident, feeling valuable, feeling important, and making sure that people around you are treating you that same way. And don't let anybody ever disrespect you. Like that's something that you should never allow, and you should never continuously be around that person. You're way too valuable for that, way too important. You have so many blessings coming your way. You have so many people coming your way that you don't have to just take that from that person. So make sure you love yourself enough to know that that's not something that you should be dealing with at all. So I do hope this episode helped y'all out, helped you feel more valuable, having that mindset of that self-discipline to do what you said you was going to do, changing that appearance, go and work out, get a little good pump, get that gratitude journal, speak life into yourself, and actually change, your whole perspective. So again, my name is Jelan Abrams. This is Unknown and Talented, and we're going to see y'all next week.